the time of resolutions and rejuvenation. Resolutions rarely last. In fact, after the first week of the year, only 75% of people are still working on their resolutions. Rejuvenation, however, can last through March for many first-year teachers. During this phase, you may feel refreshed and ready to game plan for the rest of the year. Hang on to that motivation because there's a long stretch till spring break. Today, on Sit Down with the Super, we're meeting with Superintendent Mr. Bentzel. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back. Today we are sitting down with Superintendent Mr. Bentzel as part of our Sit Down with the Super. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. So tell us, what is your definition of all in? We hear that a lot. We just want to have a clear messaging for our new teachers. What does that look like?
Sure. I think it's basically a commitment to our teaching profession, to educating, to our district, to your fellow teachers, your fellow staff members, to your school. It's a culture thing that you really want to build upon because education is so important. You can't go through the motions. Sure. And most importantly, it's committed to our students, our kids. Our kids need us to show up every day, our best selves, and be consistently coming and greeting them at the door and helping them through situations and educating them, of course, and mentoring and building relationships. But it's a commitment of all aspects in Christian County Public Schools that we're asking for.
And that goes beyond just to the four walls of your classroom.
Correct.
Right.
And, going to extracurricular events, ball games, band practices, being a good role model in the community, in your church, as an educator of Christian County Public Schools. It's bringing teaching profession back to where it should be. It's a profession, and we want people to be honored, to feel honored about having that title in Christian County Public Schools, and again, being committed to the process of being a great educator and working for great schools.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, typically during the winter months, January, December, teachers are going through disillusionment, which is pretty much a tough phase for teachers. They're questioning self-worth and all those things, but we're getting into rejuvenation. So what are some tips for teachers going through this transition? What are some ways that they can feel rejuvenated, or speak from your own experience?
Right. I think it's okay to feel a little bit down in the dumps about your first year.
Sure.
I think it's okay to feel tired, overwhelmed, stressed, that you can never get everything done you want to get done. Mm-hmm. I'm there a lot of times myself, and I've been doing this for almost 18 years, 20 years almost. So I think it's just a normal part of the process. You go through it. You're through the honeymoon phase. I'm not sure what phase 1 was called, but to me it's, back to school, honeymoon, everybody's doing well, and you get tired. It's natural. Sure. I think to get through that phase, you have to put what's important out in front, which is our kids, our students, pour into them and really build those relationships with them. I also think you have to have a balance between work and home, and I think you have to know that it will always get better. Every day you're in Christian County Public Schools with the support for new teacher training and orientation, what you provide, what our principals provide, what the district provides, it'll get easier because your year of firsts will only be 1 year of firsts. As far as getting past that and rejuvenation, I think it goes back to the balancing act. You can't work 24/7 or 25/8. You have to have a home life. You have to take care of yourself, self-preservation. And again, if you're a first-year teacher or a 27-year teacher, that's all part of the practice. Yeah. And as you get better, things will become easier. So the profession will not continue to get harder in the fact that you gain experience, and experience leads to efficiency, and efficiency leads to feeling better about the stages of what you're going through.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I think for new teachers, just to understand and realize you're not alone. You're not alone. Even as a seasoned teacher, a seasoned educator, we go through these processes, these phases as well.
100%.
And maybe the dip is just not as deep for us.
Right, and it's not our first time going through it. So we know what to do. We know we have to go exercise more or spend more time with our family, or whatever that thing is you do to relieve stress, is you do that as long as it's healthy and productive for you and your family.
Do you have a trick? Do you have a go-to self-care type thing that you do?
I do have two. I have children, so I try to just put the stuff aside and go outside and jump on the trampoline or go for a walk.
You jump on the trampoline?
I do, yeah. I can, it hurts the next day, but when you have smaller children, you can kind of sometimes you have no choice but to take care of that need and that family side of your life. But they're a good outlet, and
For sure.
also exercise is one that I've learned is a good outlet because it helps with the mental stress, it helps with the physical stress, and it just helps you kind of clean out your mind for the next day or the next event or the next challenge you have. I think taking care of yourself, self-preservation is very, very important. And I wish everybody the best of luck, and I hope that they get through these next couple of months. And if they need anything, talk to you or the principals or the central office. We're always here to listen. And I think that's the one tip, if I could give anybody a tip, new teacher wise, is just ask for help. Yeah. We don't know what you're dealing with. We're running a school, or we're running our own classrooms, or we're running a district. But if you just sit down and say, "Can I talk to you for a second? I don't know where the copy machines are. My copy printer number ran out. What do I do now?" There's no silly question. There's no question that you can't ask. But if you've got to ask it, you got to seek out the support and the help. And that's the difference between those that are really effective and making it and being happy with the profession they chose, and those that are struggling a little bit more. So just seek out the help, and we'll give you the guidance and support. So.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got multiple facets, ways that you can ask for help. You can reach out to your mentor teachers, us as instructional coaches, your administration, the friend down the hallway, anything like that. We are also always asking questions, always asking for help. You continue to grow, and that's super important. So one last question that we're asking all of the superintendents is, what is your why? If you could sum that up for us, your why. Why do you come to work every day? Why do you do what you do?
I think it's because, and it's really probably heard it before, but it's for our kids in our community. My kids go to school here in the district at one of our elementary schools. My wife graduated from here. I think so many times people say, well, our kids can't do this, or our kids are not able to participate in this, or can't, and we have it all. That we have evidence of all of that they can perform, they can be successful, they can achieve, whether it's in academics, ACT, Governor's Scholar, band, athletics, GT, extracurricular, you name it. We've had 36 ACTs, we've had Governor's Scholars, we've had Merit Scholar winners, we've had band performances that have been phenomenal. We've had state championships in football and other athletic events. So it's always about giving opportunities for our students to be successful. And with me having children, and with me growing up in this district as an educator, the pride for Christian County Public Schools is there, and I want to see it continue to be successful. And that's why I go to work every day to make this district a better place. Yeah. So, and the people are great. Yeah. So.
It is. It's a great team of people. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really do appreciate it. We will be back right after this break.
Here to answer your every teaching question, the Coach's Hotline. Always on hand to help you in any situation with helpful advice and useful resources. Call 1-366-822-5563. Available at any hour of the day or night. That's 1-366-822-5563 or 1-DONTCALLME.
In this episode, we are focusing on engagement strategies. Over the past month, we visited classrooms from around the district to watch our teachers and students in action. I hope you see something you'd like to try. I'm with Miss Emily Chandler at Pembroke. So Emily, tell us what structure you use and why you like to use that.
I'm using Math Workshop, and I like using it because I can see where my kids are at. I can work with them on a differentiated level. I can work in my small group, pull them, see what they're doing, and all the work is differentiated on them. The one thing I want to say, though, is it's not hard to differentiate. It can be as easy as changing out dice or changing out, they're doing 1-digit addition, 2-digit addition, regrouping, not regrouping. So it's not hard to differentiate, so don't be scared.
Absolutely. And thank you. We're excited to see that today. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Hello, everyone. In this episode, we are focusing on engagement engagement strategies across the district. And so today we are featuring one of our 4th grade math teachers here at Pembroke Elementary, Miss Paige Rader. We are here to see what she's doing with her students to engage everybody, to have 100% participation. So what are your favorite strategies to use?
So my favorite thing to use are Kagan structures in the classroom. I have a few that I put in my tool belt that I use all the time. Some of those would be Rally Robin or Round Robin. And then I use Stand Up, Hand Up, Pair Up, and Rally Coach. Those 4 are my main structures to use, and the kids know those well, and we do those often.
Awesome. Now, are you seeing when you do those, the 100% participation, does that increase your engagement, participation?
It does, absolutely. Kids don't have the opportunity to opt out because they're held accountable with their partner or with their group to do their task and their work.
And it frees you up to kind of monitor and hear those conversations too.
It does.
Awesome. Well, we're excited. Thanks for having us. We're
Thank you.
going to get a snapshot of our class today. Thanks.
Thank you.
Pembroke Elementary, visiting a preschool classroom and to discover just how they engage students. We know that engagement is challenging sometimes at all grade levels, at all levels, and so we wanted just to get a snapshot of how Ms. Fowler engages her students every day. So tell us a little bit about what you do. What are your favorite strategies for engaging students?
Well, we work in small groups, and today my group we were doing letter strips, and they would differentiate between the letter G and H. They would recognize uppercase and lowercase letters, and this really helps them to learn these 2 letters.
That's awesome. And you are fortunate enough you have an aide in here as well. An
I
assistant
do.
that helps
She's
you.
wonderful.
She's been busy working too. So what is
This is my math group, but she's working on a few different skills. She's working on fine motor and colors, sorting colors. She takes the beads and she sorts the beads by color, and she'll even count the beads. Jessica will ask her how many white beads have you put on, how many orange beads put on.
awesome. And so that's a great another way to utilize 2 sets of hands in the classroom and to engage all your students all the time. Today, we've jumped aboard the GT bus and we're at Crofton Elementary with Miss Leanne Brumfield, one of our GT enrichment specialists, as she does an activity with her students. So today we are doing more inquiry, discovery, learning. So why do you find that more engaging for your students? Why is it a great way to learn?
Well, we're doing some STEM activities. They love to do this because it's hands-on. And anytime we can do hands-on and let them figure out things on their own without me telling them answers, they seem to have more fun.
They seem really engaged making their little glowworms today. So
Glowworms are pretty fun.
yeah, well, we're gonna stick around and see how these turn out. Today we are at Christian County High School with Miss Fowler. We are so excited to be here at the end of the freshman hallway. We are checking out her twist on the I do, we do, you do strategy. So share with us kind of how you take that traditional strategy and what you do with it.
Well, rules and procedures are very important to me, and so day one, my students get a very structured schedule or a routine for the whole 90 minutes. They know exactly what to do before I enter the classroom. They know their expectations. So part of the I do, we do, you do is always written on my board for the agenda, because I think it's important for students to know what we're doing, where we are, and to see what's coming up. And I don't care how old you are, you can't sit still and listen for 90 minutes.
No.
So after our bell ringer, we do the I do, which is where I present the content, whether it's recalling prior knowledge or introducing something new. It could be a video, a Google presentation. The computers are closed always for the I do part. They know that as soon as they walk in the room. So the students are also engaged and focused, and I try to use some interaction during that part. And then we move into the we do, which is usually partner work. Sometimes I'll change it and do small groups, but right now partner work is working very well, and I put the expectations up on the board because I think it's important that they know at their desk or face to face or side by side.
Yes.
Everything is structured, and we talk about that. I also have them tell me back what they're doing so there's no confusion, and that way I can walk around and they practice the concepts, the content that was introduced in the first part. And then after that, we come back together and I go over the expectations for the you do, which is independent work. And that is also a time where I can pull and work with individuals one-on-one, that I can check, can they do the work themselves? Do they have an understanding, or do some rely on their partner for it? At the very end, we reflect, and then we do this literally the same thing most days.
That's
so
awesome.
It works well.
And they know it, and they know that routine, so it's pretty seamless when you go in. The good thing about this strategy is that it's universal. If you can do this in kindergarten, you can do this in 5th grade, you can do this all the way up. So I love how you took it into that chunking to break up that block. And also, I noticed the real world connection that you've created in here. Because a lot of times it's, why do I need to know this? What's the point in this? But you've intentionally made this connect to them something that they enjoy, which is cereal.
So that's important too, I think.
It is. To understand the world around you in that
Yes.
way, for sure.
Another thing with this strategy or this layout for the classroom is transitions are very important. So they know what they're supposed to do when they switch from the whole group to the partner work, and then we play games when they switch from the partner back to the I do. So there's no lollygagging, and they work together to get the classroom back in orders, and it also makes the time go faster. So
Absolutely.
it works for us.
Yes, I love it. Well, we are very excited. Thank you for having us, and we're going to go in and take a little quick peek at her classroom and see these students in action.
And today I used friendly competition with whiteboards because it kind of helps me get formative assessment in a fun way that the kids like, and they like the competition and the challenge for Life School Point.